Collaborative brainstorming and drawing apps are a really great tool to use for your classrooms to engage students and to get them working together. WeMap is a great example of this type of app. It allows you to create concept maps and share those with individuals and collaborate on them and work on them together. Collaboration is an excellent teaching strategy to promote in students. In today's society, once they leave school, they're going to be in situations frequently where they're going to have to work in teams and work together with other people. And by using these types of strategies within your classroom now, that can get them used to the idea of working with other individuals, collaborating on ideas, brainstorming together, and appreciating each other's contributions to the work. So there are several different ways that you can use collaborative brainstorming apps to achieve this type of result in your classroom. WeMap allows you to create concept maps and share them with other individuals. And you can do these for a variety of different topics in different classroom settings. So for example, you can use them to create digital stories. So maybe you want your students to write a story about themselves or just share some experiences. And regardless of the format, they have to put together some type of outline so that they understand what they're going to be covering and when and how much information is going to be involved. So you can create a digital story type of concept map so that they can map out what they're going to say and when. You can also use it for character mapping for a particular reading, for a particular assignment that they're doing, a play, whatever it happens to be. Character maps can really help the materials make sense to each other and to bring it all together so they understand the connections between the different people that they're reading about. So you can have them create one of these as a group or even as an individual to be able to understand those connections. You can also use it to prepare essay outlines. For this example, I actually have different colors assigned to different individuals. So we know that Sally is actually going to be in charge of both the introduction and the cause, number 3. So these different things are assigned and they can keep track of who's responsible for what. And so as they work on their information, they can write the different types of sentences that they're going to be using, assign colors to them, and be able to add them to their screen and connect them to the different topics that they've already created. This has a lot of different uses and is actually a very easy tool to use. WeMap is pretty straightforward. You create a new map, you just tap on the screen, you type in the information, click done. I can even, like I mentioned earlier, change the colors. So for this particular example, white red signifies apps. So now I can also draw those connections. So if I have somebody who's interested in tablets and education, depending on the different strategy that they're going to use, I've got information for them that's very easily and quickly available. To be able to bring in new people into the session, you create a session, you give it a name, and you click create. And then the students or the other individuals you're working with can search for this session and be able to join and collaborate with you. There are other different apps that do similar things. Mindomo is one, and MindMeister is another. Both of those are cross-platform apps, but they do require a paid membership to be able to actually use the collaborative aspect of those concept mapping tools. Both of them have education pricing, so it's a fairly reasonable price to deal with, but it is something to keep in mind. WeMap, on the other hand, is a free collaborative tool, but is only available on the iPad. This is great for when you do have a classroom set of iPads or tablets. Everybody can be involved in working at their own station and collaborating on these different concept maps. This type of strategy will help you meet the International Society for Technology and Education Standards 1 and 3. 1 being facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity by promoting student thinking, reflection, and using collaborative tools to clarify student understanding, thinking, and planning. And number 3 being modeling digital age work and learning. Again, in the future they're going to be doing a lot with teamwork and using different tools to work in teams, whether they're in the same room or at a distance. And so getting them used to collaborating in this method can be really beneficial to them in the future. You can use a similar type of concept with collaborative drawing apps. So instead of doing concept mapping, they're actually collaborating on a picture or an interactive whiteboard screen where they can jot notes and send messages to each other. WeSketch and Talkboard are both examples of this type of app. If you want more information on using WeMap in your classroom, you can go to www.intergalacticmlc.org/WeMap for more useful tips and helpful tutorials.